Hi, thank you for your question, and also thank you so much for how you worded this. I try not to nitpick people. I don't like to spend my life offended by everything, but a lot of times I'll get comments like, "When did you decide to transition?" or "When did you choose to transition?" And I'm like, never. I've been in and out of the closet literally since I was like 16 to 17 years old. But in this video, I'm gonna focus primarily on my medical transition. So I specifically chose pictures to show comparisons where like there's like such a stark contrast between the two. I actually can grow the same amount of facial hair as in this picture now, even being off T for years. I don't feel like dyeing it and filling it in because I had to in order to make it look full. But this is me like prior to my medical transition. This is me, I don't know, almost at the 3 year mark, I think. I was on hormones only for 3 years total. Not even total really, because I had to take breaks because of my liver. I had top surgery, so this is after that. Here is another one just for comparison. So this is me when I was 26, I think, and it's right before I started testosterone. Honestly, I kind of look the same. When I keep a clean face, like my face never changes. I look the same as I did when I was like a fifth grader. No, really. But anyways, like I said, this is right before I started hormones. And this period for me, like actually I remember like as I took this picture, this was a rough time for me. I would be like on the porch just like smoking cigarettes, like drowning my sorrows. Hormones weren't as accessible to me. I understand why. I get it, and I'm glad the precaution was in place. But I'm bipolar, and so they couldn't just like put me on testosterone, even at an informed consent clinic. You know what I mean? Because, who knows? Like it could trigger a manic episode. Like you never know. So I had to go through clearance through my psych doctor. I had a waiting period, and I am glad they did that because, in my opinion, I do think like that type of screening is important, but it was very hard. I went through a pretty bad depression during that time because I saw people I knew accessing hormones and stuff, and like I just felt stuck, like I couldn't move forward in my transition. I actually had to like hide updates on social media from my like friends who were trans men because I couldn't I it sounds like bad, but it's just honest. I couldn't be happy for them because seeing them move forward, so you know at a normal pace, I guess it really like gutted me a little bit. It just like hit where it hurt. Which, by the way, if anyone is watching this and you're in a space like that right now where you just are having a hard time being happy for your friends that are transitioning and stuff because it's not as accessible to you, it's okay. Like that is a normal feeling to have in that situation, and I totally get it. I was so withdrawn that the relationship I was in at the time failed because I was very absent, and so they automatically thought like I must be like seeing someone else or up to no good, whatever. Really, I just literally was just trying to function. But yeah, I did eventually end up, getting access to testosterone. I started medically transitioning. The first thing I noticed was muscle mass. Like, holy shit, this is very soon after I started testosterone. I mean, it was so fast, like almost instantaneous. And luckily, mood wise, I didn't really have negative side effects. I probably had a little more energy. It didn't negatively impact my bipolar. It was actually good for my anxiety. This is another one. This is actually before I had top surgery even. And yeah, I mean, I look like a fucking beefcake. So this is a picture I will always, always cherish. This was one of the most like just monumental times of my life. This is the first time after top surgery that I went like shirtless in a very public setting like the beach. I was so scared. I was excited, but really nervous about it. And it was just one of the most freeing experiences to just be able to walk the beach and everybody just considered me like a regular old dude. Like, it was awesome. That was like 7 years ago, and now I'm shirtless all the time in public. This is me at the jacuzzi not that long ago. So rewinding to my top surgery, just as a forewarning, I am gonna show pictures like after top surgery. They're not like really, graphic or anything, but just in case, here's a warning. So this is me right after I had top surgery. I was 27 or 28. I think I was 28. Once again, I had to go through a lot of clearance to get surgery, which, as I stated before, I think, is usually a good thing. In the top surgery case, I think it was a little bit much. So just to get top surgery, I had to have a letter from my mental health facility. I had to have a letter from my HRT provider. I had to have a medical clearance letter from my primary care. I had to have a referral letter from my primary care. But I did finally get it. And in this photo, I can't even explain the happiness, but I can read to you the status that I wrote. So what I'm gonna read you is something I wrote. It was right before that picture in the doctor's office. I think maybe like a day before. The visiting nurse had come to my home to change the bandages, and I got to see my chest for the first time. Oh my god, I am so happy I could cry. When the nurse came to change my bandages, I got the courage to look down, and I love my new chest. So much less swollen than I thought, and I was sitting down looking downward, so I can't wait to see it standing up. And then I just talked about how, I couldn't get a picture because I was obviously in a lot of pain, and I said, but wow, I'm so relieved. And the reason I said the last part is because the desperation I had to get top surgery. I had a really awesome surgeon. He listened to what I wanted. I wanted to leave some fat, like I talk about, and he, was on board with that. But I had been so desperate to get top surgery that I would openly say I don't care if I wake up and my chest is completely butchered. As long as I don't have. I used to call them bacon hangers. So, to see that my chest actually resembled, something that to me, it is perfect to me. That's what I would view as perfect for, my body. I can't, it was just amazing. So, I've been off testosterone for a long time now, probably 4 years, maybe five, I think 4 years. Now, I present as male, I'm just not on hormones. But never once have I ever regretted my transition, ever. And I'm including when I detransitioned. This is me after 3 years on hormones, having top surgery. I detransitioned for a month and a half when I had to go off hormones. And never once, even then, presenting that feminine. I was dating both men and women at the time. And I've never regretted my transition, being on hormones, having top surgery.